Good morning, everyone. In the previous class, we stopped at Coulomb's law in vector form. These very important ones. One half part of that vector form is completed in the previous class. That Q1 Q2 is greater than 0 means both are like charges. Then force will be repulsive force. Force acting on Q1 is F12. Force acting on Q2 is F21. Repulsion means opposite directions we take. Vectors in opposite direction means we represent with minus sign. And O is the origin. This is origin. And position vector. Position vector is nothing but a displacement vector. Shortest distance from the origin is called as a position vector. Position vector of Q1 is R1 bar. Position vector of Q2 is R2 bar. We take. And R1 plus delta R. Delta R is from Q1 to Q2 displacement if you have taken. Then that is also can be taken as R21. So del R1 plus delta R is equals to R2. According to triangle, the sum of the two vectors if you have taken in the order, the third set taken in reverse order is supposed to be the resultant. So R1 plus delta R is supposed to be equal to R2. Then delta R becomes equal to R2 minus R1 is also represented as R21. So this is going to be R21. If I take reverse is R21 I am taking from Q1 to Q2. R21 is from Q1 to Q2. If I take R12 from Q2 to Q1 reverse if I take means minus sign. Vectors opposite direction. Then the force will be repulsive force with the like charges. The force on Q2, first we are taking the Q2. Due to Q1 is F21 is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R21 square into R21 cap. It is unit vector. Unit vector multiplied the whole quantity scalar becomes equal to vector. Second, we are not taking K directly constant means K is supposed to be 1. We are taking the vacuum of A we are taking. Next is R21. R21 is a distance, not displacement. Displacement means vector, distance is a scalar. R21, R12, length is same. From here to here, whether you measure from left to right or right to left, length is same, but direction is different. Right direction you have taken Q1 to Q2 one side means Q2 to Q1 becomes equal to minus sign. So this R21 is the magnitude we are taking, and formula usually you have to remember, you will be asked only formulas also. Then let take F21, R21, R21. So here unit vector is capital. What is unit vector? Unit vector R21 is along the R21 bar. Then unit vector along R21 is nothing but equal to R21 cap is equals to R21 bar by R21 modulus. This is a magnitude. Modulus you can put. Without modulus means magnitude. Vector by its magnitude will give unit vector. R21 bar will be the same directions. And the magnitude if you check up now, these magnitudes R21 is supposed to be equal to R1. Now I am not putting caps, I am not putting bars. You can put modulus if you want. If you put modulus, you can put bars. Okay. Then this R21, R12 are same, magnitude values are same. So wherever R21 is there in the denominator, we can replace it with R12 also. Makes no difference. This is a force acting on Q2 due to Q1. Now I want to take the force acting on Q1 due to Q2. We'll take this as equation 1. Second point, force on Q1 due to Q2 is F12 is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R12 square, because R12 equal to R21 into R12 capital. But here R12 cap is equals to minus of R21. So I can find the magnitudes. The denominator magnitude R12. Okay, once again I'll revise. Okay. But R12 cap is equals to minus of R21. If you take bar, this R12 bar equal to minus of R21 bar. So you can take both sides, you take the unit vector, or both sides you take the vectors. And R12 magnitudes is equals to R21 magnitude. By taking the substitution here, we can write F12. Therefore, F12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 Q1 Q2 by R12. Now I am replacing this with the R21 square into R21 cap with minus. R12 is equal to minus of R21. But this becomes equal to, this whole thing is nothing but equal to F21. This is equation 2. Comparing one and two relationship with this, what we get here is F12 is equals to minus of F21. That means F action equal to minus of F reaction. Minus of reaction. One is action, means other one is reaction. Equal in magnitude but opposite directions. If the force on Q1 is 5 newtons, force on Q2 is also 5 newtons but opposite directions. Both charges have the equal force acting but opposite directions. This is a case we are taken only for the repulsion cases. Okay. They will ask you to write the formula, Coulomb formula or Coulomb force formula in vector form. Okay, you can write only in these terms, but you have to represent what it means. But the symbols also, the diagram also can represent, only formula also can write. And they will ask you the diagrams only. Diagrams, with the diagrams represent the expression for the forces between the charges, repulsion and attraction. Then we take the next point related to that. From this vector form only we are write only for attraction and repulsion with the diagrams. Coulomb force in vector form. For attraction, for repulsion and attractions. And attraction with diagrams. Coulomb force in vector form for repulsion and attraction with diagrams. This will be asked for 2 marks. We'll take the repulsion. Repulsion means we take light charges. 2 charges are waiting. Light charges means Q1, Q2 multiplication will be positive. So greater than 0. Q1, Q2 multiplication will be greater than 0 for the light charges. Then diagram representation is, this is Q1, this is Q2, this is F1 repulsion. So this is going to be F2. This is nothing but equal to R21. Right, so already I think previous compared that way. And attraction. Means unlike charges. Means Q1, Q2 is less than 0. One is positive, another one is negative. The attraction will then between these 2 charges. This is R21, Q1, Q2. Forces you can represent inside or you can represent them outside like this. Towards the right side, so you have 1, 2. There is inwards to the left side, is the equal to F2. These 2 diagrams you must practice with the proper arrows. For vectors, if they are representing, and if vectors are representing, arrows must be equal. In what direction they are representing. These 2 diagrams will be asked for 2 marks. Torsional balance. Torsional balance. Coulomb uses the torsional balance to get the expression for the force with the charges. That's the Coulomb force formula or obtained with the help of the torsional balance. What does this torsional balance contain? Torsional balance contain a thin insulated rod, long rod, taken with the 2 small spheres. Brass spheres he has taken is little brass. Okay, and suspended with the help of a thread support. And adjacent to this spheres are kept of the identical, all identical spheres oppose sides. Okay, and he don't know, Coulomb don't know what are the charges present on the spheres, but the ratios only we have to take. He has taken at least one charge sphere he has taken, that is Q1. It is charged by rubbing with the glass rod, with the silk and glass rod with the ball jar. If you touch the glass rod with this, we know that it is positive charge. Like that we know ball jar touching or negative touching. So this is charged. Another charge sphere is taken with a charge Q2, but it is 0, not charged. All identical spheres taken. Touching these two. Whenever these two are touched, contact, all identical, total charge becomes equal to sum of the charges by 2. So this Q1 I will take it as Q and Q2 is 0. Then what is the new charge on these two after touching becomes 6. This Q1 becomes prime, becomes equal to Q plus 0 by 2, total by 2 spheres. Total by 2 means Q plus 0 by 2, this becomes equal to Q by 2, this also becomes equal to Q by 2. And one more sphere if you have taken, that is Q3 is also not charged, identical, all are identical spheres. You touch this with this sphere, then what happens here is R1 spheres. This already Q by 2 is there, 0. Q by 2 plus 0 by 2. So what is the new charge becomes here is Q by 4, this also becomes equal to Q by 2. Like the charges ratios are known but not exact value of the charge was not known by the Coulomb at that time. And he taken the charges on this, say Q by 2, Q by 2, Q by 2, Q by 2 like this. Okay, and next he has taken Q by 4 like that he has taken. And what happens when you take the charges of, he has taken the suspended thread here, one sphere this side, other sphere up back side. Actually in the diagram we are not showing that this is back side of this sphere. All identicals. Then force will be acting on this. If like charges are there, repulsion will be there. Repulsion means this will be pushing away. So this is flexible, it moves. This is fixed, understand, instead of stand. This one will move in the directions. And force acting on this is repulsive force, here also repulsive force. Then equal and unlike force acting on this launch ends produce a couple. Effect of couple is rotation. We call it as a moment of couple, which is nothing but torque. That means it twists by some angle. And he has taken next to Q by 4 like the different axial charges, and he went at the angle twisting it. And then he applied a known force. Removing this, he applied a known force on these spheres with some known values. 1 Newton, how much would be that force applied on them. And then check the angle. For this angle, how much force he has to apply. By knowing this, then he can compare with these equations. By knowing forces, with formulas, he got the expression for F proportional to Q1, Q2 by R square. Right side charges ratios we know, distance we know. Distance is this, R is not the length of the rod. R is the distance with the charges. This is R, not this one. This is R. This is nothing but equal to for the torque calculation of the electrical. Torque is nothing but equal to force into distance. From that we can get the expression for force. Okay, we can get the expression for known force and this unknown force. With known force applied, compare this left side known value known, so calculate the right side values based on that. And we also calculated the proportional to constant value as 9 into 10 to the power of 9. To get this 9 into 10 to the power of 9, he could put the constant number as 1 by 4 plus 700 values. Additionally introduced. This torsional balance. Torsional balance. So Coulomb used torsional balance to find the force between the charges. Find the force between charges. And in gravitational force also, in the gravitational force calculations given by the Newton, Cavendish used same torsional balance. Torsional balance to find the value, means proportional constant, value of G, gravity constant. You know gravity constant, value was calculated by the Cavendish with the same instrument, torsional balance. This is a torsional balance arrangement approximately. Is insulated in the mod equation and two spheres are kept in the ends. And identical spheres, actually identical spheres are taken and kept on the other side of these suspended spheres. And all are like charges. This repulsion this code is a reflection angle. Here also repulsion is a different like this. Producing the color. Angle of reflection is measured from the top, or other different methods are there to measure the angle of reflection. Other method is lamp and scalar image. A lamp is kept or some light taken that is meant to follow the mirror. Whenever the mirror is twisted along the string, light will be reflected back. This falls on the scale. By what amount that light reflect on the scale, by measuring that, it is possible to measure the angle here. Whenever the thread rotates by angle theta, the mirror rotates by angle theta, the light reflected from the mirror rotates by angle 2 theta. That is a geometrical arrangement, calculation system that we will discuss in the way of this later. So, light reflected by angle theta, by knowing this reflection on the scale, it is possible to know this theta. That is called lamp and scalar arrangement. Other method is by seeing from the top, graph paper is kept at the bottom, and you see from the top by what angle is rotated, that angle we can measure from this. Means a protractor or something you draw here scale, and by angle rotation you can measure from this. That is another method of measuring the theta. By knowing the theta, we can find the torque acting, and by knowing the torque, we can find the forces. Force due to multiple charges. Force due to multiple charges. This is important for the numerical purpose. Force is a vector. If several forces are acting, then resultant force will take as a vector addition of other forces. If several charges are present, then force acting on one charge is taken as a vector addition of the forces due to all charges on that charge. Okay. Force. If multiple charges are present in space, or present in space, then force acting on one charge, is the vector sum or vector addition is the vector addition. If multiple charges are present in space, then force acting on one charge is the vector addition of forces due to all other charges on that charge. You can call it as a first charge. Force and first charge on one charge is the vector addition of the forces due to all other charges on that one charge or first charge we take it. And if you take the two charged particles, extension is there for this segment. We take the two charged particles, Q1 and Q2. Some force acting between these two, F1 2. If I keep one more third charge in between, anywhere I can take this as Q3. If you add one more charge, the first force what was there between Q1 and Q2 will not be affected. That remains same. Between F1 and Q1 and Q2 the force is 2 newtons. I am giving Q3 or some other charge in between. Then first force what was 2 newtons will not be affected, but Q3 additionally adds extra force and Q1 extra force on Q2. But this Q3 will not affect the original force between Q1 and Q2. That is called the principle of superposition. So this whole thing, and also the addition point I take is the force between the two charges is not affected by the presence of third force, the third charge. That is called the principle of superposition. Continuation of this one. The force between two charges is not affected by the presence of third charge. This whole thing is called as principle of superposition. This is called as principle of superposition. We will be getting this term principle of superposition multiple times. For the scalars also, it is just superposition or superimposition means mixing all. Here forces are mixed up. Resultant force you have to find out. But vector addition you take care. Vector addition means you take care of the parallelogram to find the two force with the two resultant force with the two vectors you take care of parallelogram. Like that we resolve for multiple vectors. Repeat. This whole thing is also called as principle of superposition. If multiple charges are present in space, then the force acting on one charge is the vector addition or vector sum of forces due to all other charges on that charge. The force between two charges, right here. The force between two charges is not affected by the presence of third charge. The force between two charges is not affected by the presence of third charge. This is also called as a principle of superposition. So if I take out several charges, Q1, Q2, Q3, like they are there. For example, I take only 3 charges. If I take the charges, this is the origin. Okay, and here it is Q1. This is Q2. Order not compulsory, but anyway, this is Q3. And taking for simplicity, all are positive charges. Let all are positive. Plus, this is also plus, this is also plus. Then Q1, Q2, repulsion. I want force on Q1. Force on Q1 is nothing but equal to in this direction. This is nothing but equal to F1. And this is the displacement. We take it as a R2. This is R2. This displacement position vector is R1. And this position vector is R3. Then Q3, Q2 also repulsion will be there. That will be like this. This is nothing but equal to F1. Repeat. O is origin. Q2 is in this position vector is R2 bar. Q3 is in this position, the position vector is R3 bar. And Q1 is here. The position vector for Q1 is R1. Positive repulsion forces. On Q1 I want the resultant force. On Q1 because of Q2 force is repulsive, so it is in this direction, it is vector. And on Q1 because of Q3 the force is this side, so F1 in this direction. What about the resultant? Angle between these two at point theta. Then parallelogram by rotate. How do you take the parallelogram? Parallel to each side. This is nothing but equal to resultant. And the resultant we take as a F1 bar. F1 bar is nothing but equal to F12 bar plus F13 bar. Next example or explanation of this. Next Q1, Q2, Q3 are positive charges. Are positive charges with the position vectors. With position vectors R1 bar, R2 bar, R3 bar, as in figure. What is the force on Q1? Because of Q2, Q3 advantage. On Q1. Due to force on Q1 due to Q2 means F12. What is the formula we have this? Coulomb lines 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 naught by R is R F12. So take it as a R1. This is displacement R12. This is going to be R12 into R12 capital. This is a force on Q1 because of Q2. Okay, F12 means R1 to R1 only. Unit vector is R1 capital. Similarly, I want force because of Q3. Because of Q3 on Q1. Force on Q1 due to Q3 is F13 is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q3 by R13 square. Denominator is solid, we have brighter squares. They are also square into R13 cap. Net force, resultant force on Q1. On Q1 is F1 bar is equals to F12 plus F1. Can I write in vector form? Resolution this part 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught I can take out common. Q1 is also common, but I write as it is together into this one only I am taking one common. In the bracket we can write this as Q1 Q2 by R12 square R12 cap plus Q1 Q3 by R13 square into R13 cap. This is the formula for the force in vector. Only 3 charges were taken. If you take the many charges, n charges are taken. So generalization formula we have to take. How do you take the generalization formula? Means F1 is equals to F12 plus F13 plus F14 and so on Fn n we can take. These are also similarly we have to make the modifications. This is for only Q1 Q2. For n charges in space, there Q1 Q2 Q2 Q3 and so on to n with the position vectors. With the position vectors R1 cap, R2 bar, R3 bar and so on Rn bar. If you take unit vectors, cap here means the vectors are means bar. Force on Q1 element. Resultant force on Q1 is due to all other charges. F1 is equals to F12 plus F13 plus F14 plus and so on F1 n.